Hello, I am here. I am relieved. I am ready to play the puzzle game. Still a little out of breath, but we're good. Oh God. Hello, Naomi. Welcome. How's your day been? Oh, yes, we just come back to New Jerusalem, hadn't we? Going for a little explore. See if we can find Perp. And we've got to talk to Cornelius at the museum about what we've discovered. And we have new things on our little monitor thing. Murky, hello, welcome. City news from Cryer. The expedition to the Founders Island has suffered a serious setback as all contact with Byron was lost. Yes, that's right. He went into the thing. He got overloaded. During a foray into the interior of the megastructure, Byron is assumed to be alive but trapped within a data stream overload and unable to disconnect. Several sources in the government expressed a lack of surprise at this turn of events, citing the first companion's history of rash behaviour. Hopefully this gets people thinking about the dangers of populism, one source told me. It's been alarming to see people suddenly falling for this utopian foolishness. Not sure I agree. Gemifex 312 is now open. Very happy to announce that the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is open to visitors. Come play the 3 winning works at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Absolutely. Finally, can't wait. Wonderful news, I'll be attending today. Nice. Will these be available through the interface too? Yes, after the exhibition is over. I see. And the Optimist. Oh my god. Oh shit, everyone's saying Rip Byron. The Pessimist commonly spoke... Hang on. I need to catch my breath. The Pessimist is commonly spoken of as the man in revolt. He is not. Firstly, because it requires some cheerfulness to continue in revolt. And secondly, because pessimism appeals to the weaker side of everybody. And the pessimist, therefore, drives as roaring a trade as the publican. The person who is really in revolt is the optimist, who generally lives and dies in a desperate and suicidal effort to persuade all other people how good they are. It's been proven 100 times over that if you really wish to enrage people and make them angry, even unto death, the right way to do it is to tell them they are all the sons of God. Jesus Christ was crucified, it may be remembered, not because of anything he said about God, but on a charge of saying that a man could in 3 days pull down and rebuild the temple. Every one of the great revolutionists, from Isaiah to Shelley, have been optimists. They've been indignant not about the badness of existence, but about the slowness of men in realizing its goodness. The prophet who is stoned is not a brawler or a marplot. Don't know what a marplot is. He is simply a rejected lover. He suffers from an unrequited attachment to things in general. Rip Byron, TLDR, Rip Byron. We don't know that he's dead. He may just be lost. He could still be saved. I was going to say something sarcastic, but you know what? In the spirit of optimism, I really hope so. Please be okay, Byron.
The world is full of suffering. Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart or wasting away. This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human, to understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's why the founder created the trials. To teach us to take the next step in our moral evolution. Now, despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy. Byron was punished for failing the Founder's trials. And you want us to dig deeper?
Failing?
Just because you can't accept that suffering is natural and necessary?
Please, everyone, stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
Feels like a bit of a weird camera position, but I think it works. Weird being the low in the bottom corner, but never mind. Hermanubis does not want to chat right now. This door doesn't open, I assume. Looks pretty locked. Okay, let's head down. Why is it so grey? Is that just the weather outside the dome? Not quite so pretty in the grey, is it? Takes a while to get down as well, doesn't it? I forgot. Quite a long way. It does look quite eerie. Hello. What's this gathering over here? Okay, you're just chilling with Damjan? Busker Damjan? Okay. Where is the I think it's that, isn't it? Is that the Gehenna Memorial? Play Wonderwall. Who are you two? Blodget and Benaroya.
Attention all citizens. The Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors.
Go in there.
However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
We could have got transport. Gehenna Memorial Exhibition. Hello, now is that Neve? Is that how we pronounce that?
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition. Oh, it's you, 1K.
Yes, it is.
Please tell me, you were there when everything went sideways. Do you think Byron will be all right?
I hope so. If we find him, he'll be fine.
Oh, Byron, always getting into trouble. He's been like that for 1,000 years, you know. But losing him would be terrible.
Losing anyone would be.
But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
I mean, we know this, but we'll ask them anyway. What's Gehenna?
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. A prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans. In time, the prison became a community with a culture of its own.
What happened to the people of Gehenna? We saved them.
In the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners.
That's what we did.
They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us.
Why text adventures? That's all they had.
Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive.
How do you see the role of the artist in society?
I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
That's all. So now, are these going to be the things that are actually in the game or inspired by? A lyrical, atmospheric quasi-sequel to Atlantis, a classic work created by Lilith. The original game told the story of the inundation of the mythical island, no doubt reflecting the impending fate of the citizens of Gehenna. Okay, cool. Now, I wonder whether... Okay, so these are inspired by... Because in Gehenna, there was a lot of misunderstanding about the nature of the world. And it created some quite weird imagery. We'll see if they've used the same thing here. Jefferson Goldboom and the Spectre of Modernity. Another story in the much celebrated Jefferson Goldboom shared universe originated in Gehenna. Maintains the characteristic writing style of the series but focuses on a new set of themes. And... Argument Simulator, a short punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Okay, let's begin with this one, the Atlantis one. Oh yeah, I remember the Atlantis one. Yeah, we got that quite near the end, didn't we? Dedicated to the people of Gehenna, start. Gently, your ship touches down on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis, in which the days before the waters receded lay deep under the Sea of Atlas. You have come to find the last legacy of your ancestors. The red sun burns in the sky, scorching the dying earth. Begin your pilgrimage. Journey to the Temple of the Owl. The sun grows bigger and brighter. Time is running short. Your next stop is the Temple of the Owl, the greatest scientific institution of old Atlantis. Here the ancients tried to understand the secret laws of the cosmos, although their studies did not advance far enough to prevent their fate. The ghost of the scientist awaits you in the ruins. This is Stargate Atlantis. I have not rested in death, the scientist tells you. In fact, death has provided ample opportunity for study. I have learned much about the machinery of creation. He hesitates. I would like to join you, but I fear that the truth I have discovered will offend and outrage many. Temple of the Owl feels relevant since I'm doing Duolingo. Nice. Also relevant to Athena. I just picked it because I like owls. Outrage should not prevent compassion. Brave words, though few can endure their consequences. Still, even merely speaking them is bold, so I will join you and hope that you will stand by them. Continue your pilgrimage. We will journey to the Lost Shore. Your journey takes you to a wasteland that was once a beach where children from the Atlantean capital of Luna came to play. Here stands the ghost of the poet, contemplating the dying sun that fills the sky. I never completed my great work, he says. There were too many priests and censors who interfered, who did not allow me to create what I intended because they feared the free and true expression of poetic genius. And then came the earthquakes and the waves, and long ago under the sea, and now my soul, and now this time of burning death, yet still I long for its completion, and my soul imagines what could have been. You must refuse to accept your death and find a way of completing the great work. All art is irrational, the poet says. It is not the opposite of reason, but beyond reason. and so is defiance of death. Even by the dead themselves we are gone. We do not exist, and yet we refuse to surrender. Perhaps that is what is called faith. Come join us. It will good to have you with us, the scientist. It will good to have you with us, the scientist tells the poet. You know much of the truth, I think, and you have remained too long in this place. So he's coming with us, I guess. We'll journey to the Broken Tower. On the northern shores of the island, where the frozen oceans once stretched to the horizon, stand the remains of a tower. Here lived a great magician who advised the King of Atlantis in the matters of the sublime. Approach. There is very little left of the once impressive structure. To anyone else, it would be a pile of rubble covered in black, dried-out moss, but you can see a glimpse of its past, of the craft that went into its making. By the tower stands the ghost of the magician awaiting you. Hello. A great marvel was revealed to me in this tower, the magician says. A glimpse of the sublime, and although I am dead and my soul has spent an eon under the sea, that vision is not lost to me. Even now I could summon it and reveal it fully. If I do, I will finally witness the sublime in all its glory, but I believe in that moment my soul will be annihilated. Is that a fate I should embrace or reject? Annihilation of the self is liberty. You speak wisely, the magician says. I have lingered here too long. He turns away from you, towards a world beyond your sight. A bright light suffuses him, and you cannot tell whether the magician is laughing or screaming. Then he is gone. He's ascended. We'll go to the ancient farmlands first. The soil used to be rich, life-giving. Generations of humans relied on it to survive. Then the waves came, and after the waves, the dying sun. Now that all life is gone, something has been revealed underneath the soil. A city of unimaginable antiquity. The ghost of the farmer waits in its ruins. This city is older than our capital. This city is older than the capital, the ghost tells you. It is older than Atlantis itself. When our most distant ancestors huddled in terror before thunder and lightning, this city was already old, and yet this city is not foreign to us. We too are its citizens. He looks directly at you. There is a light in his eyes that is not of this world. Are you willing to swear fealty to this city, across the boundaries of time and space? I mean, I don't know. I mean, no, but yes. Yes. Good. But remember that even in the lofty world of the stars where you have come from, that loyalty will be tested. Come join us. The strange light fades from the ghost's form. The farmer smiles. Why, of course, I'd love to join you. I've always loved adventures, you know, and never got to go very far from home. Alright, Samwise, continue your pilgrimage. Temple of Serpents. You make your way to the Temple of Serpents, which once was the greatest hospital in all of Atlantis. I see. The sick and the injured came here from all across the island, hoping that salvation could be found in its halls. All that is left of the temple is a labyrinth of low walls and the ghost of the physician awaiting you. It is faint, barely visible. We'll speak to the physician, I think. Hopefully we get a chance to explore the labyrinth after. I worked here day and night for many years, and I saved countless lives, the physician says. And yet, of all the lives that I saved, only one survived the death of the island. A young messenger who escaped on one of the ships, thanks to another sacrifice. I remember that part of the story. And I've wondered many times since, was my work in vain? The burden of this question is eroding my soul. All lives are worth saving, no matter the future. The physician sighs, thinking about your words. You are right, he says. My burden is not eased by this truth, but I cannot surrender to oblivion. He becomes more visible. I'm going to ask him to join me. I will join you, the physician says. There is still good I can do, even as a ghost. Continue my pilgrimage. Don't get to explore the labyrinth? Okay, palace it is. The palace once stood in the very heart of Luna, the capital of Atlantis. Here, the greatest artists and craftsmen of that long-forgotten era built marvels and luxuries that would astound even a traveller from the distant future. But these things, like everything else, are gone now. Only a single remnant of the Atlantean world remains, though it is perhaps the most precious, a great mosaic telling the history of Atlantis. Before it waits the ghost of the king. I tried to be a good man, the king says, to be kind, to balance justice with mercy, to honour the gods, to support the peasant and the scholar alike, and yet I failed. Why? You did not fail. We are here. The king is comforted by your words. You speak kindly, he says. I know that I am not without blame, but in the end I chose to save others before myself, so perhaps you are right, and I did not fail entirely. Come join us, king. I will join you, but only as a man. Examine the mosaic. The mosaic is a work of superb beauty, a great work of history and humanity. In it you see reflected all the hardship, tragedy, hope, triumph and heartbreak of your ancestors. This is what you came to find. I mean, the artist could consider this his great work. He was part of it. You cannot retrieve the mosaic alone. The forces of time are too powerful, and the strength of a single person is not enough. Ghosts! Assemble! Even with the help of the ghosts, you cannot entirely pry the mosaic loose from the morass of history. The morass of history. But you succeed at removing a large part depicting the golden age of the island. It will have to do. Return to the ship. A strange, bittersweet feeling fills your heart as you return to your ship. You did not fail, yet so much was lost. Could you have done better? Should you have? As the sun engulfs the earth, you wonder what will be remembered of your own time. The end. We did okay. We're not going to try again though. Thank you for the story. I want to do Jeff Goldblum last. What's this one? Argument Simulator. Welcome to Argument Simulator. Begin. Choose your character. Socrates. Choose your argument. It's true. I assert the opposite. You're wrong. No, you are. I can contradict you. The premise of your contradiction is itself contradictory. I question your axiomatic principles. Your question begs your assertion. The foundations of your thinking are incorrect. I know what it wants me to go for. I assert the opposite. This is obviously incorrect. No, it isn't. I can contradict you. Your contradicting is self-defeating. Let's find out what we agree on then. Okay, it feels like a good idea for us to understand one another better. Game over! Thank you for playing Argument Simulator. I want to try with one other character. Let's try with the library assistant. Okay, it's false. I said the opposite. Okay, so it's the same. Does the character even matter at all? I can contradict you. I question your ethics. Your side will never be right. That's the opposite of the truth. You're wrong. No, you are. I can contradict you. Okay, fine. Fucking hell. Cool. Good arguments. I want to have an argument. Jefferson Goldboom. This is the Python sketch here, I know. And the Spectre of Modernity. A true story. You, Jefferson Goldboom, deftly step out of your charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldboom Institute. It is a humble abode filled with a small four-seater sofa, a table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny HD, your fiancée and a leading member of the Caserati Weierstrass Jazz Ensemble, greets you from the sofa, while Frankie Soy Sauce waves from the coffee bar, and the velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the arboretum on his motorcycle, wearing his green armored t-shirt. I'm going to speak to Frankie Soy Sauce. Jefferson, my old friend, it's been too long, Frankie Soy Sauce quips as you walk over to the coffee bar. Yes, Frankie, you answer. It is high time that we have another adventure together, since you missed the last one. You mean the fight against the dastardly Dr. Elyon, which brought you to the 9th dimension, where you met John Malcolm and his velociraptors, and saved human world from the Solversonic super thruster with your guitar? The very same, you nod sagely. I am sad to have missed it, Frankie mourns, but I'm sure you'll be once more playing your guitar to save the human world before we know it. It's what you do, after all. You are about to agree with him, because Frankie is right, when a klaxon resounds through the Goldboom Institute. Just shut the klaxon off. I'm gonna ask Ginny HD what's happening. Frankie Soy Sauce is still the best name. What? Shouts Ginny HD. I can't hear you, Jefferson. The klaxon. It's too loud. Oh, what a dreadful racket. She waves one of her appendages in a feminine manner. You need to shut it off. Shut the klaxon off. You walk over to the computer terminal and attempt to shut down the klaxon, but the machine refuses to accept your command without the correct password. John Malcolm revs his motorcycle, a sure sign that he is deeply worried. Jefferson, you have to do something about this noise, he calls. I'm going to guess the password. You try to guess the password using the unbreakable cipher 654321 passed down by your ancestors, but the central computer system tells you that the password must contain at least one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, a symbol, a number, and a hieroglyph. Oh, drat! Frankie Soy Sauce shrieks. Jefferson, what will you do now? I'll guess again. You consider this conundrum. The code has to be devilishly complex, for sure, for your mathematically inclined brain knows that a code with so many variables is almost impossible to crack. After much thought, you finally enter 6A4E&21 and the Egyptian hieroglyph Kujz, depicting a man riding two giraffes. The klaxon, unimpressed by this, blares on. I'll play my guitar then. You unsling your guitar from your back and check the strings to make sure that they are in the proper order. Then you take a heroic stance with your chest puffed out and your legs splayed wide and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord, a perfect chord, followed by another equally perfect chord, and another, and another. As always, all the chords you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Mollified, the klaxon shuts itself off. Team? You turn from the now silent central computer console and look at your team, who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their eyes. Why was the klaxon blaring? John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and queries the central computer console with sure taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Ginny HD, while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. What is the threat? A shudder goes through John Malcolm's magnificent plumage. Something far more dangerous than anything we've encountered so far, Jefferson, he proclaims. Oh, John Malcolm, what is it? Exclaims Ginny HD. What could it possibly be? We have already defeated the dastardly Dr. Elyon. What could be more dangerous than him? This time, my friends, John Malcolm says after a pause of precisely 2.5 seconds, we will be up against the Spectre of Modernity. What is it? What is the Spectre of Modernity? Oh, what is the Spectre of Modernity, you ask while tuning your guitar for the coming battle? I'm glad that you asked, answered John Malcolm. As you all well know, for I have told this tale many times, my people have feared for many millennia that this day would come. John Malcolm smooths the feathers along his long neck with his claws. Continue. The Spectre, as you also know, will bring an end to the old and ring in a new era of unparalleled technological advancement until there is no space left in the world for such cherished human and dinosaurian qualities like love, creativity, the ability to taste umami, loyalty, and friendship. The circle of renewal will end and will only move forward at an ever-accelerating pace until we reach the limits of existence itself. When will it? 40? 40?
Thank you for your continued support.
40?
40?
40? Hang on. Forgot this might happen. Ah. 40. Ah! Hang on. I'll recline. Hang on. Please hold. I don't think this is going to work. Bang! Oh, that was a toughie. Anyone see where that went? Because it's entirely empty inside and I can't see any paper. Is it behind me? I have no idea where any of that went. Thank you, Dan, for 40 months. Welcome. We're reading fiction in this, well, fiction in the style of people who didn't know what the world was. Didn't see anything really come out. How disappointing. Well, pretend that there's now paper decorating my microphone. How you doing, Dan? The circle of renewal will end and will only move forward at an ever-accelerating pace until we reach the... Oh, yes, when will the Spectre arrive? Got a small bit in my beard! I do, don't I? Like, the tiniest bit. When will it arrive? The Spectre of Modernity travels at the speed of time itself, said John Malcolm gravely. It has already arrived, Jefferson. We just haven't encountered it yet. Frankie Soy Sauce turns from the coffee maker, a fresh cup of battery acid clutched carefully in his human fingers. We must do something, Jefferson. I do not care for umami, but if the Spectre takes away my ability to taste coffee, I do not know whatever I will do. Had a semi-productive weekend. Nice. And so I fancy a Magic Day soon. Can you play the new Bloomburrow set? I don't know what the Bloomburrow set is, but it sounds delightful. Yes, I would like a Magic Day, please. Drop me a text. I think most of my weekends are pretty good in August, I think. I'm going to reassure him. All tastes are precious to us, Frankie, you say. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and yes, also umami. We shan't surrender any of them, for they are what render us human. Tiny animals with swords? Sold. I don't remember Red Wall. Was that a magic thing? Or is that something else? I shall take action. Friends, humans, dinosaurians, countrymen. Possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump on the coffee maker, much to Frankie's soy sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No, we must stand against this spectre and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? Yes, my darling. Anything for human world, cries Ginny HD. Friend, you know that I will stand on by yo-yo until the better and adds John Malcolm solemnly. For cock off for fay, shouts Frank, and for love. But us just Jenny after the shouting, swearing fulfilled it is done. How will we prevail? The spectre tutor of Mundadun, and he is too powerful for you to fight it on your own. Of course, she is right, as she usually is. It's an old fantasy book series I loved as a kid. I see. Yes, I don't remember that at all. I don't think. Have I got to pick one person to come with me? I think I might pick the dinosaur. Come on, John Malcolm. Ah, Jefferson, I am honoured that you would choose me as your companion on this quest. John Malcolm says, flapping his flightless, sparsely feathered arms in gratitude. Together we will defeat the spectre of modernity, and our adventures will live on in song for the generations to come. Tell me, friend Jefferson, where shall I take us on my motorcycle? To the jungle. Thank you, Pippin, for the speech jam. 5 out of 10, that's generous. John Malcolm's motorcycle carries you and your dinosaurian friend swiftly across mountains and dales until you arrive in the heart of the great jungle. Friend Jefferson, cries John Malcolm mournfully, the terrain is too uneven for my trusty hog. We must dismount and continue on foot. You walk through the dense foliage, feeling a myriad of eyes upon you, until you arrive at a clearing in the centre of which stands a great mechanical clock tower. You know that nothing good can come from such a terrible machine. My favourite was when the jamming ends and you carry on like it was nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah. Approach the tower. With little other choice left by the treacherous terrain, you approach the tower. The clock's hands reach for you greedily. Oh no! Luckily, the sinister hands bounce off harmlessly on John Malcolm's armoured t-shirt. Aha! You cry. I think you'll find that humans and dinosaurians will not be conquered quite so easily. You strum your guitar, and John Malcolm calls for his brethren, the birds that live abundantly within the jungle, and together you bring the tower down. We are victorious, John Malcolm proclaims, only for his lipless reptilian smile to fall when he gazes on your worried face. What is it, Jefferson? This wasn't the spectre of modernity, old friend. This was only its lieutenant. A true battle lies ahead of us still. But then you pick up a warped and twisted piece of metal in your fleshy hands and grin grimly. But mayhap now that we know what stuff our adversary is made of, we stand a chance against him. Maybe we'll just go check out the islands as well. I was going to go straight there, but maybe we'll see what else is in the other places. The islands. John's motorcycle is not swift enough to carry you across the turbulent waves that surround the islands. Together you stand on the shore, gazing out across the vast expanse of choppy water. I am sorry, friend, bemoans the dinosaurian mournfully. My armored t-shirt makes it impossible for me to swim, and my motorcycle is not made to crest these waves. I have doomed our endeavor from the start. My reptilian brother, you say, resting your human hand upon John Malcolm's scaly shoulder. I would rather have failed with you than succeeded at someone else's side. For we will be friends until the bitter end, no matter what the future may hold. We just need to confront the Spectre as best we can with the tools at our disposal. I'm just going to go and confront the Spectre. When you approach the lair of the Spectre of Modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind. After that, we'll die together. Nothing can separate us. Bye. You decide, knowing that you cannot risk another life in this final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Into the mechanical lair. Inside the mechanical lair, the Spectre of Modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The Spectre of Modernity, you murmur through gritted teeth. We meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum. And the Spectre of Modernity says, we have met many times before. I am your father and your mother. What do you mean? Who do you think inspired you to add the power of electricity to your guitar? Who upgraded Ginny from SD to HT? Who indeed deciphered the mathematical secrets of the chords, that arcane knowledge upon which some of your greatest adventures depend? I was your ally all along, Jefferson. The foul wizard of crime has conspired to turn you against me. It was he who enchanted your klaxon. Attack! The Spectre of Modernity laughs. Foolish human. Wizard of Crime is a fantastic title, yes. You cannot defeat me. I shall conquer you and drag human world in the 9th dimension into the future, kicking and screaming. All that is holy will be profaned, and there will be progress if it's the last thing I do. I think, you say coolly, that the last thing you should do is die. I'm going to flail about uselessly. You cannot stand against me, foolish human. The Spectre says with another laugh. All the powers you have ever had were my gifts to you, even your precious guitar. And with that it squishes you like an ant. The human world and 9th dimension are doomed to an eternal forward march, until finally all that is solid melts into air, into thin air. Game over. I mean, it does kind of actually sound like modernity is a good thing, especially for future robots. So maybe that was a good thing to happen. Thanks for the games. Fun. I do like Gehenna. It's a fun place to be. I don't suppose there's any kind of map anywhere, is there? Who are you? Who are you? Sanchuniathon. It's a mouthful. The Wizard of Crime. We found purple by the toilet. It's Thekla. Padme. Kalimakos. Vitra. Is it this way? I think it might be. This is Archaeological Gardens. Yeah, I wonder if he's still here. He was right here when we found him. He was right here. Oh, where is he? Rat? Oh, Purple, I want to see what you've done with your voice. Boo. Empanada. Okay, well, we'll find you later, I guess. Cornelius. 5 out of 10. Honestly, didn't even notice that I'd burped. It was that uneventful.
Good to see you, 1K.
Yeah, you too, citizen. Ferlin. I did a massive burp. If you follow Luke Spillane on Insta, is it still there? Or has it expired by now? Oops. I think it might have expired by now. It's on my story though. Luke Spillane was doing a nice atmospheric shot of the embers of the fire as it was burning out. And I did a massive burp, not realising that he was doing that, and then he posted it saying sound up for ambience. So that's funny, because anyone who's not expecting it will get a bed burp.
1K.
Hello, Neith.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Noodle Neith. I'm looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition?
Yes.
I must admit I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
Cornelius seems to have been at the megastructure with Athena.
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise.
He didn't even know the
They were very
megastructure
close,
existed
you know.
until
After she disappeared,
yesterday.
he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron.
It was a 10 out of 10. I'm cackling. It was a great burp. I've watched it so many times, and it really is the kind of burp that sounds like it's come from a professional sound effects library. It's a perfect burp. Where is he now?
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about something, but he wasn't responding to my messages. So I came here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Oh dear. Deep within, it was beer fueled, that burp. Any idea where he might have gone?
No. The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past.
Or was he saving the future? Can I access his terminal? Probably not. That's a bit...
I suppose so.
Oh, okay.
It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right?
Maybe. Did he check his house?
I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends.
Do I have a house, by the way?
He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all.
Where do I live? That's all.
Good luck with everything, 1K.
Just don't even have a name. Why am I going to have a house? What's this? Oh, this is his terminal. Okay. Notes. Lab location inaccessible, deliberate, unclear. Wanky house. User profile, yes. Gold puzzles as barrier, yes. Hidden as self-protection, likely. External help for upload, yes. Ask Herman, no. Trust 1K, undecided. Applicable to Calvin, no. Applicable to Sarabai with Noema, yes. Noema. Gold puzzles as barrier, user profile. Apparently, I'm not particularly trustworthy. Undecided. I mean, we're only less than a week old. Rec. Final 2. Some kind of...
So this is what Cornelius was working on?
Yeah, what was it?
Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but... No, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
No.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
It's not going to be a dead end. I think something's going to come of that. What's that in there? Just scenery. Mitku. You're an old person. Archive scholars. And these were the dummy puzzles, or the demo puzzles they created. Still love these. Shall we do one? I'm gonna put that there for now. Get myself a box. Guess we could do this. Do we need anything else in here? No. Could do that as well, I guess. If we need to, yeah. Where's the... Okay, there's the thing. So I guess maybe we could just... Oh, we could do that, I guess. Not that we really need to, I guess. Grab you. Pop you over here. Need to disconnect that for a moment. Connect that to that. Pop it on there. Connect that to that, and that, and that. Is that enough? How is that not good? You bastard. I mean, I guess that's fine because we've got a spare. Oh shit, the ad's about to begin. We had a spare, didn't we? Did we have a spare? I thought we had a spare. I thought we had 3 of these. Didn't we? Wow, that's funny. Baffled by the... baffled by... the joke puzzle. I guess we could put a box there, maybe see if that does anything. Anyway, we need to take a break. We've spent a lot of time just running around not Gehenna, New Jerusalem. We'll continue with this after the break, and then maybe actually do some puzzles. See you in 3 minutes. Goodbye. Hello, welcome back. Got a bit of Kendall mint cake on the go. I've worked out how to do this as well. Literally just in the last second. Need to connect that one to that one as well. I can go over the top then. And then this will just trigger that to begin with. Get it in the air. Now that it's in the air. Oh, what? Is that not it? Oh. No, of course not, because you also need to be connected to... Oh, fuck's sake, the fan. That's fine, though. Go. Oh, there it is. On my knee. Hi, Jazz. Welcome. How's Sunday treating you? Ta-da! Hooray! Fun little fake puzzle. Right, should we go and do some real ones then? Spent an hour running around here. Had some cake earlier, yum. What kind of cake? I'm currently munching on some Kendall mint cake, which is not really cake. Who are you? Ah, mint cake, yeah, okay. How do I get out of here? I'm lost. Is it this way? Oh yeah. Are we purple by Cornelius's terminal? There's no one by. Oh, that one. It is. He doesn't want to talk. Oh, purple. I'm sorry. I silenced you. Good spot though, you know. Getting out is the real puzzle. Okay, well, at least we discovered that he's got nothing to say. Maybe next time. Who are you? Helga. What is this? Helga's Digital Wellbeing Spiritual Tuning Emporium.
Hello, new one. Are you browsing or buying?
Okay. I wish I could remember my mum's cousins visited and bought it. Okay. Tasty cake. It was a tasty cake. I don't see any stock. What kind of shop is this?
The kind that trades in hopes and dreams.
Sounds dangerous.
Yours for the right price.
Hmm?
Is there something your heart desires?
Perhaps.
I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination?
Internal monologue. Future prediction. Inner peace for 1,000 credits. Credits?
Oh, you don't have any credits yet.
No.
Well, let me extend you some credit. Ka-ching! 55 credits. Just make sure you spend them with me. They're not worth much anywhere else.
I was going to say,
now,
why do we even have currency?
what was it you wanted?
I don't trust Helga. Future prediction, 20 credits.
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
Can you now? Go on then, read my future.
Let me consult the algorithms. Oh dear. I'm afraid you're going to change the world.
That's not a bad thing.
You will have a choice, but whatever you do, New Jerusalem will never be the same again. I'm sorry it's not better news.
I mean, it's not bad
Best
news.
not to worry about it, dear.
Okay.
You just do your best to have fun in the meantime. So, something else perhaps?
I will have sensory tuning.
A very popular choice. Enhanced
Thank you.
sensory perception lets you distinguish sounds, shapes, and colors at greater distance.
That's it, actually.
It's 10 credits.
Okay, go on then. I'll take it. These are all placebos.
I'm updating your settings now.
I'm pretty sure these are all
And
placebos.
hey presto, superhuman
Yeah.
senses.
Fuck you, Helga. You're a
Does the
scam
air taste
artist.
fresher?
Nope.
Do you hear the birds chirping outside the dome? And beyond that, the river bubbling through the dam.
No, I feel nothing.
Nothing as in you're not impressed by the stat gains, or nothing as in I've accidentally erased your entire sensory system.
I still feel something.
Okay, few. I'll let you into a secret. You and I don't have fleshy appendages like our ancestors.
That's not much of a
What we
secret.
can sense is mostly a function of where we direct our attention. Anyway, I hope you find something worth paying attention to. So, something else perhaps.
Okay, fine. I'll take your monologue.
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal monologue was discontinued as a default feature in new builds. Constant self-commentary is not recommended for all customers.
I'm a streamer. It's fine.
But I can switch yours on for 10 credits if you're sure you want it.
Go on.
As you wish. I'm uploading the
Why
new
is she
settings now.
really glitchy?
Do you hear anything?
Why is she staring at me? I don't hear anything. I'm not sure this is working. Wait, no. This is new. I didn't used to think in words like this. It's like there's this little translator turning all my thoughts into some kind of ongoing narrative.
Okay.
It's kind of relentless. How do you make it stop? Do I just not think? I'll try that. Is it working? No! Still describing everything in words. This is starting to be...
A bit overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah.
I turned mine off long ago, but some of the older folk learned to live with it. Sure you want it?
How's this going to affect the game? I'm worried that if I take it, I can't turn it off later. I'd like a refund.
That's going to be a little awkward. Because we couldn't pull that thing out of you without taking half of you with it.
Cool.
It'll mostly run in the background.
Okay.
Just don't think about it too hard.
Wait, is this internal monologue me? Or some kind of virus? Am I a life form which learned to describe itself? Or a parasite which survives by providing a narrative service to its host? Hold on, she's going to say something else.
So, something else perhaps.
Literally. I think there are people who don't think in words. I've got an internal monologue for sure. Sometimes it becomes an external monologue if there's no one around. Just saving my internal monologue out loud. A clean start? That sounds scary.
I can give you that for free. My darling, you've been alive all of 5 minutes. This is your clean start. Be who you want to be. Enjoy yourself. So, something else perhaps.
Inner peace.
Whoa. Inner peace doesn't come cheap. Come back when you've got 1,000 credits.
Okay.
So, something else perhaps.
No, we're good. That's all.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer
Fuck
feedback?
you.
Are you satisfied with what I've given you?
No. All you're selling is words.
Yes and no. Is a spare battery just complicated lithium? Or is it also an extra chance at life? Is an idea just a bunch of words? Or a way of reprogramming ourselves to be aware in a different way?
In the beginning were the words, and the words made the world. Yeah, sure, go on then. Words built the world.
Yes. You understand. Words manifest the reality they describe. When you name something, you create it. Our minds are algorithms, and the right sequence of language can change our underlying code. With that in mind, I hope you have a good day.
Goodbye, Helga.
Please come back if you need anything else.
Hope you haven't broken me.
What an unusual person. I wonder if that internal monologue thing I bought is going to show up again. Oh, wait, here it is.
Oh, God. Okay, we'll see. I definitely have a blind mind eye, though, so it's like the voices make up for the lack of images. Interesting, okay. Hello, Atal.
1K, welcome back to the city.
Thanks, I won't be long.
As you can tell, your discoveries have had quite the impact.
I heard your speech.
I decided to take a stand. It started with what you said about extending our cats' lifespans, actually. That got me thinking about our responsibilities towards other life forms. What's life to most living creatures? Fear, hunger, pain, and in the end, death. Involuntary cessation of existence. That's horrifying, 1K. Horrifying. And we are the only ones who can make it better.
So you mean we re-engineer the whole planet?
Yes. Carefully and slowly, but yes. That's
sure
what
about that.
civilization is. That's what it's always been.
Yeah, and it didn't turn out too well for the last
Creating
humans.
structures to lessen suffering. But this time we include everyone. We use our intelligence to get rid of as much of the horror of existence as we can for all living beings.
You want to domesticate everything. What you're describing is pure hubris.
Hubris is just an excuse for not taking responsibility. It's witnessing injustice and shrugging and saying it's fine. It was meant to be this way by some vague higher power that apparently gets off on misery. It's cowardice, 1K. Don't be a coward.
Beginning to like you less, Al. Okay.
See, I told you it was Athena who sent Prometheus. How do you know it was Athena?
Fully agree with the Tal. What, you think we should just domesticate every single living thing?
We must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers, or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
I mean, that's kind of where the humans went. Well, not that they domesticated everything, but trying to control everything was how we destroyed ourselves the first time through in this story. Minemem. Hello. Malduk, you were the one who was just on the radio, weren't you? Listen to the ancient writers, we must be humble.
You are the Founder's chosen, but you are in grave danger of going astray. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
And you know this how?
Anyone can see the truth if they are willing to open their eyes.
This is one of the do-your-own-research
Have you not
crowd.
read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief.
And iPhones.
That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility. And avoid ambition.
I don't think all ancient writers believed that. There were other strands of thought.
Misleading fantasies and daydreams of impossible futures.
Something that disagrees with me. Didn't Athena name herself after a fairly optimistic novel? Do I care about that? Or is it more... Our own existence would seem quite fantastical to our distant ancestors.
On the surface, perhaps. You can replace flesh and bone with wire and steel. But underneath it all, the human soul is as flawed as ever.
There is no single static human nature. We change as the world changes, and if we change the world, we can change ourselves.
You are mistaken. Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
Not expecting that voice from Malduk. I will have to agree to disagree. Bye. That's not what we said, but we understand what suffering is and understand that it's bad. The nature doesn't. It has no morals. We do. We're better than nature, so we should try and make the lives of living things better by eliminating suffering. Yeah, but how do you do that without... If you're building shelters, that's essentially what it is, right? To eliminate suffering, you need to provide food and shelter for everything. At which point evolution kind of stops, because there's no survival of the fittest anymore. Animals stop being able to fend for themselves. They then rely on humans to provide for them. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I definitely think that humans should take care of other humans in that regard. But doing that for all living things, I think might be a bit of a stretch. There are definitely enough resources in the world to clothe, feed, and house everyone. All animals, though, I'm not so sure about. Hello, Humanubis. You look so evil.
For you, 1K?
Look a little less evil, please. What do you think about the technologies we've discovered?
They all sound very promising, of course. Apparently, it's possible to just magic things into existence now. But what is the cost, 1K? There's always a cost.
We have to rescue Byron.
I agree. We can't just leave one of our most important citizens in that death trap.
Okay, bye. Let's go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Point of civilization is eliminating the need to fend for oneself. I personally don't see why we should limit that purpose to people. But then how do you deal with some animals needing to eat other animals, and that isn't always painless? Yeah, you're like carnivores that can't eat plants.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
You change them so they can survive without eating other animals. So you're not talking about supporting
great trials
living
lie
things.
ahead of
You're sort of
you,
talking
my
about
child.
changing living things.
But your choices will determine the future.
That's basically eugenics, isn't it?
Melville? Are you receiving?
Yep. Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
Yeah, we are.
How's the situation?
Whatever Byron did seems to have sent the whole system into some kind of lockdown.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out, which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
Yeah, you can't breed out carnivorousness. And to what level you do that? Are antibiotics also a problem? Yeah. Or deworming treatment? Yeah. Bacteria, living things. Activate towers. Okay, I guess we're going to a new place. Where's our map? Here we are. Oh yes, going to the southern region. The southern coast. You disagree because you're working on the assumption that the way nature has engineered these animals is the best way for them to be. But nature has no morals. We do. Nature can't judge what's a good way for something to be. Well, morals are also not necessarily absolute. What one person sees as good is not what another person will see as good. Nature is unbiased. Who gets to decide what is objectively good?
1K, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should
And if
allow
part
you
of your
to detect which
objective
files will lead to a
goodness
data stream
is
overload.
essentially
Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact,
changing
I'm
the
gonna
fundamental
need you to search
nature
for more.
of an entire
I'm sorry about
species.
that. But if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding,
I'm
you'll
not
have
sure
to
that's
connect
good.
to the data stream. Possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
We also can't see what makes animals most happy, just how we/some people judge things to be good, yeah. Well, this is quite a magnificent structure. Jesus, look at this!
Alright, 1K. In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Thanks. Of course morals aren't absolute, but IMO objectively suffering is bad. If a living thing needs to cause suffering for something else in order to survive, then that should be changed. Yeah, but what you're then describing is eradicating a species. Because if you're eradicating a species and just making a new one that's like the first species that fits your morals, which is you're talking about genociding a species because they are carnivorous. Which does not seem particularly moral. Okay, we need to connect to a data stream, but we also need to do some puzzles. So I guess we should start here. Puzzle number 1, phase entry. Teleport? Oh, that's a new thing. Okay. Invited to online board games. Fun. What kind of board games are you going to be playing if you're not already? It's only eradicating a species if you count their property of inducing suffering of other living beings as essential to their nature. I mean, if they're carnivorous, then yeah, that is what it is. Cats can't live without meat. You can't make a cat vegetarian. Stella, a bit like Dixit, if you know that. Is that one of the, like a describing card thing? Kind of like Mysterium, I think, is that kind of thing. Okay, there it appears to be the word associated with pretty images. Yeah, fun. I hope you enjoy that. That's what we need to be, right? So we need. Okay, got a box. Now that's weird. Why? Okay, I guess that's just the way out. Discussion is too deep into it to chat. I mean, we are playing a rather philosophical video game, aren't we? Oh, look, a fan. Oh, no. You can just take the teleporter? Oh. Well, that changes things. Does this have enough weight? That's not what I wanted to do. I'm assuming if I... No, that's just going to blow it off. Okay. Why does this exist? Climb over there. So I'm assuming that we need to bring this into there. Obviously we can't take that through. No. But why? Oh, maybe. Yes. Okay. Can I teleport while I'm holding something? Yes, I can. That's the key. Off it goes. Go on then. For fun. There we go. Oh shit, we need the fan as well. Oh. Which we can do, because we just walk back through here. Grab the fan and teleport. Nice. New toys, new toys. New content available. Because at this point, why not? In some ways, teleportation is one of the less surprising things we've found here. In that at least particle teleportation was known to be theoretically possible, of course. That's still miles away from these teleporters, which operate on principles that simply contradict what we know of physics. I didn't even consider that. I'm just seeing these as new toys in the puzzles, but they're actually massive technological breakthroughs. The transfer of matter from one location to another. I mean, obviously, if we're going with F.F. Chen's theory that this is all still simulation, then it's less impressive. Maybe makes more sense if that's that. Maybe. A good photo for Melville now is working it out. Working out how to take a photo. The transfer of matter from one location to another is instantaneous without an observable wormhole or similar effect. There is, however, the release of exotic particles in the instant of teleportation, which decay within a fractions of a second. Okay. Also didn't see this. Noema system. Pretty much all the tech on the island, from the puzzles to the megastructure, is run by a system called Noema. I've identified a number of obvious commonalities with the software we use in New Jerusalem, enough to be certain that Noema is descended from our own software, although Athena and Cornelius appear to have upgraded it quite extensively. Noema seems capable of interfacing directly with the user's mind at a deeper level than our own technology, although this function is not used consistently. Currently, guest users are locked out of all functions, so only 1K can access the system. Lucky me! Although he's locked out of any admin functionality. Boo. I want admin. Puzzle number 2, please. In my opinion, their carnivorousness is an irrelevant part of what makes them what they are. It's a byproduct of them being produced by a soulless, merciless, immoral system that doesn't care about suffering or anything else, so long as you survive and produce offspring. Making them not carnivorous would not erase any part of what they are. But what are you gonna... You need to feed them meat. That's how they survive. You can't... It's not something you can breed out of them. It's genetic. Their bodies require meat to survive. If you're making a non-carnivorous cat, then you've got a different animal. It's no longer a cat. The escape. So where is it? It's over there. We've got a driller there. We've got a tripod ready for the taking. The whole lives basically revolve around how they can eat. Removing that would remove most of their lives and change it. Yeah. And also, it's not going to... Like, if the whole... Yeah, exactly. The digestive system, their teeth... and, like, it's also in their nature to obviously hunt. And... if you remove that part of them as well... Like, you've got to make a lot of changes to a carnivorous species to not make them carnivorous. It's not just a case of feed them meat. If a human can be human regardless if they're in the body of flesh and bone or metal and silicon, which is the entire point in the series, I don't know why a cat can be a cat if it doesn't need to eat meat. You want to replace cats with metal cats. You want to kill all the biological cats and make them metal. And that will be acceptable morally. I think... Well, that's not what I said. Well... I think the humans given the choice, the original humans given the choice, would have rather saved their biological species than had to resort to a metal species. Cats can still be flesh and bone, they just don't need to eat meat. The thing about the human experience is that we've got the ability to self-reflect and be able to make these decisions about what we are, who we are, what we do. I think animals aren't going to be able to do the same kind of reflection. They're still going to have the instincts of hunters. But I guess it does come down to what what makes a cat. Humans are omnivorous. Yeah, we have the biological. Yes. Yeah, I don't think that's not the point though. It's the point that, given that a human can be, given that a human in this context can not eat anything at all, can survive without consuming any kind of sustenance. Does a cat also need to do that? But how would you make a cat do that? We've seen the experience of oh, we could do this, couldn't we? That's easier. Cat skin a cat, yeah. Oh, hello, innit? Can also teleport there. I had a point. I've lost it now. It's a very unwieldy conversation to have in Twitch chat. Yeah, a little bit. Can I... okay, so I can't teleport through the barrier. I can't see it through there. That's a little bit annoying. But I think I can drill through there. But how is that helpful? Because then we can blue through there. why is having that there important? Okay, hang on a minute. Let me bring this back to here. We'll pass you. We'll connect that there. And to actually, no, that might work. We do that to begin with, and then I'll run through here, pull it in from the other side. Yes, then connect it to there and to there and to there. Come on. There we go. BRB, see you in a bit. Gotta go feed the cat. Right, what do I do with this now? Okay. I'm assuming I can put that through a hole and then teleport into it. Let's see. Can I drill from here? Where's the drill ball? Can I not drill from there? Oh, I can. There we go. Put the teleporter through the hole. We also... Oh, shit. Hang on a minute. Oops. Okay. No, that's fine. We just need to drill through here again. And connect that to that. Place it there. Grab it out there. Yes! Okay, I see. Grab the driller. Drill through that. In fact, I can probably even... can just go all the way... no. I need the teleporter out here to begin with. Grab that. Teleport. And then we go blue to blue. Should do nicely. And then we will pop the teleporter through the hole. Teleport to it. Through. Yay! Sometimes I think people forget that even pets have natural instincts. Of course, yeah. Not referring to this conversation, people in it. We don't allow dogs through the animal walk at work, and when you tell people the need to get the dog out, they're often like, oh, but they're very friendly. Yeah. Our animals are prey species, and as far as they're concerned, that dog is a predator species. Ah, yes, of course. And like you see it all the time with you see clips of zoo animals who otherwise trust and oftentimes show affection for their handlers, and then they will just turn on a knife edge and go at them.
Yes.
Because it's their instinct. The alpacas stare in horror at dogs. Oh shit. What can you tell me about Cornelius?
He taught me a lot when I was young. Nowadays, people just know him as the museum curator, but back then, he was closely involved with every engineering project, and he was brilliant. When he encountered a problem, he'd always remain calm and keep working at it until he found a solution. I wish I could be that patient.
Why didn't Athena and... Why do I keep on calling her Athenia today? Athena and Cornelius both just vanished together. And that's wildly
If I had to
speculative.
guess, I'd say so that Cornelius could still go back for anything they needed. He was always leaving on expeditions anyway, looking for materials for his projects.
Heard from Byron. Oops.
There was a short burst of noise on the frequency we used to communicate, but that could have been anything.
What's going on with the medical structures systems?
I suspect Byron is still logged in, and his presence has thrown everything out of whack.
Uh-oh.
Entire subsystems are locked down, and everything that depends on those subsystems is disrupted.
Shit. Well, back to puzzling. Is 3... Oh, 3's up this way. Okay. I don't know how much distance we've actually travelled between these biomes, but it doesn't feel like it's that far to have such a different climate. Hello, Yogurt. Hello, Yogurt.
1K, what's up?
Something that upsets me every time. My mum's neighbour's dogs are in the apartment 8 to 10 hours a day without getting walks, then only get to go outside on the green, do their business and get back in. Damn, that sucks. They're so cranky and biting others, but that person doesn't see anything wrong. Yeah, that's not a way to raise a dog. You think Byron's okay?
I hope so. I understand why he was impatient, but he should have been more careful.
What did you do in New Jerusalem when we went back?
Mostly just made sure Pellegrino didn't mess up the VTOL. We only have a handful of them, and while they look cool on the outside, the truth is they're held together by gaffer tape and good intentions.
Still got gaffer tape in the...
There's a reason Melville's always complaining.
90th century? Societies unwilling to invest effort and resources into their infrastructure cannot remain functional.
When you put it like that, it seems hard to argue. More and more stuff isn't working anymore, and eventually there will be consequences.
What's your analysis of the southern regions?
The southern part of the island is a natural
What's your analysis
desert,
of my southern
basically
regions?
just due to the chemical composition of the soil. I haven't been able to work out why it's so warm, though. It could be a warm ocean current or something to do with the megastructure's thermal output.
A microclimate.
New Jerusalem doesn't have the kind of equipment I'd need to figure that out.
Do you know Cornelius?
Yeah, everyone knew Cornelius. After Eustathius retired, he was the only one left who was there since the beginning. Except I guess none of us really knew him after all. We all thought he was lost in the past, always studying the archive
lost in the
and
post.
simulation. But he actually had all these secrets. And a daughter.
He was lost in the post. People are more than they appear to be.
Yeah. Even after centuries, they can still surprise you.
Cool, bye. This place is quite beautiful, isn't it? I like the music as well. What happens if I jump off the edge? Ah, birds. What's this? What's this? Through the wall. Okay, we've got a teleporter there, which I can use. Not that it would do me much good. Got a driller. And a teleporter. Okay, so I guess first thing to do is to maybe get in there. And then drill... Wait, I can't do that, can I? Or maybe... is that any use to me? I drill through there? Why am I even doing this? I don't even know where the target is. Can't take Driller through its own hole, obviously. But wait, hang on a minute. I need to get out of here. Wait, I can get out through that way. I can, yeah, that's fine. I can clamber over here. So we want to get to. Okay, we want to get through that wall. Okay, that makes sense. So, okay. Does that make? I need to. Yeah, we can do that. Except not through that way. We can't. We need to teleport into. I guess there first of all. Put that through Thor, if I can. There we go. Where did it go? Oh, fuck's sake! Through the hole, please. Thank you. And then we shall drill through there. Grab you out of there. And then we put this teleporter over here. And we can take this out of there. Except, of course. So now what we need to do... Okay, that works. Teleport. Yeah, that works. We'll put the hole there. Put the teleporter through there. Ah! Get in the hole. And then grab that, teleport out of the room, teleport back in the other side. Before I do that though, I'm going to bring this in a more convenient position. Drill. Teleport out. Pick up the teleporter. Teleport in, drop the teleporter through the hole. Why am I drilling so close to the fucking thing every time? There we go. Darn it. Even call the animal protection, but they can't do anything about it. That sucks. New message. Expedition Mega Thread. Please post your thoughts on the expedition in this thread and keep it civil. I think the powers that Athena has unlocked are world-changing, and it's our responsibility to use them to lessen suffering for all living things. We know, we heard your broadcast. I think we're being tested, and Byron failed the test. What happened to Byron was an accident. Is there a difference, ultimately? Yes, there is. No one's actually seen Athena or Cornelius or Miranda at the megastructure. They could all still be aliens. I feel like we at least need to think about the potential of all these new technologies. Maybe the founder is trying to teach us how to use them. Why is everything malfunctioning on the island now? Is it because of Byron? He was still logged into the system. His presence may be destabilizing it somehow. Or it's Pandora. She seems to want to stop the team. I think it was 1K who suggested the entities might be part of some kind of security system. Could it be the system has gone rogue? I've read about virus detection software on ancient human computers behaving like that, misunderstanding what's a threat and what isn't. Interesting. The choice of Pandora as a symbol cannot be accidental, and the message is obvious. The megastructure is Pandora's box, and we should not open it. Well, we gonna. For we are curious. And as humans and not cats, we cannot be killed by curiosity. That's what it means, right? That's what the saying means. Still need to check out this lab. For now, we'll head on to puzzle 4. This is lovely. There's a thing over there. I'm going to go pick it up.
In the early days, humankind lived in a world of unexplained wonders and terrors. The powers of the elements were understood in terms of gods and spirits. After all, how else could one explain thunderstorms and earthquakes? But as the realm of scientific knowledge expanded, the realm of the mystical began to shrink. The sacred grove, as Hegel wrote, was reduced to mere timber. But as superstition retreated, another thing was lost: meaning. In a purely mechanical universe, people yearned for the comfort provided by gods and spirits. But there was no way back.
But what about the beauty of the universe? The perfection of everything around us, couldn't they see that?
Not sure I can see that, Miranda. But I do think there was another way, a way forward instead of back. Faith not in an invisible world, but in ourselves, in each other, in the inherent value of consciousness and civilization. They never really found it, but I think that in those last months when their whole species was dying, they caught a glimpse of it. And that's how your mother was born.
That's how it all began. Pushing through. Okay, we can teleport into there, should we wish. I've got a red source. I just want to see what this does. Oh, it just... Oh, okay. That's why it's called pushing through, I suppose. We can't connect that to there, but can if we teleport in. No, that, oh, yeah, that'll work. We could do this. We can bring the teleporter out to this side, drop it there, and then we can, yeah, teleport out with the tripod. Lovely. Then, are we seeing what's in here? A box. Handy. Okay. So. Ba-ba-da. Ba-da. Ba-ba-da. Ba-da. Now, the thing with the teleporter, you still can't use the teleporter through a barrier. How is it possible to keep this door open? I'm pretty sure that button only does the following thing. Yeah. So how do we? I'm sure you can't do this. Oh, but I'll tell you what we probably can do. While it's open and I'm standing on it, then teleport. Oh, that's cheeky. Oh, I love it. Haha, gotcha. Nice.
You know, a couple of years back, we went on a scavenging expedition to an ancient industrial complex south of New Jerusalem. It was enormous, sprawling, an area many times bigger than our whole city, just dedicated to manufacturing. It was incredible to think about the sheer variety of things they produced. And it made me realize how austere, how restricted our lives are. You know how most ancient structures are overgrown? It's kind of pretty, but in a sad way. Well, this one wasn't. There had been some kind of chemical spill. I don't know if it happened while the structure was still operational, or if something had just rotted through, but it killed everything. Even centuries later, nothing could grow. It didn't have to happen that way, and history doesn't have to repeat itself. But we do have to remember that it did happen once.
Is he talking about Chernobyl? This is interesting, isn't it? Holding the thing up on his back. It is kind of mad that all of this was built while New Jerusalem was struggling for resources. The things they could have, the advances they could have made. We'll see. The purpose better be very, very good. We need to take a break. It's been an hour. So when we come back, we'll go to puzzle number 5 and also find this lab that is somewhere. Around this way, I guess, maybe. So I'll see you in 3 minutes. I'm going to have some candle mint cake. Yum, 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 yum. Goodbye.
How embarrassing.
Tut tut. Oh no. What happened there? Nasty selection of letters. Hello, Melville. He's got nothing to say. What did I do? It wasn't me. I didn't pick the letters. Oh, this is fun. Get to go inside this thing. Whoa, what's going on here? Dyad. This puzzle's got a fun soundtrack. We've got a jammer. That's where we're aiming for. Well, how am I... What do I do here? Because if I... Huh? Am I missing a teleporter somewhere? It must be. There's one there. Can I get to it from here? I can, but how is that useful? Oh, that's how it's useful. So I can grab this. Is that useful? Yes, it is. There we go. We can grab this out of here. And then I guess we pass it. I can very clearly push it through those bars. Why won't you let me? I can put it through a big hole in the wall. This is smaller than that. I mean, it's the same, you know, I can do it. I can do it. But it won't let me. So what is... Oh, I understand now. I can put that there. Can't throw it over. You can't throw it over, no. But I can teleport out now with this, which changes the game. So I guess it's kinda that all the way around. We do this to... Oh, there's another one right there. Okay. Teleport, jam. Got another teleporter there. Oh, yes. Or not. Oh, that's annoying. How do I... can we get a ban, please? Thank you. That is a troll. So with that in mind, how do we... have I... banned the wrong... What? What? Who got banned? No, that was right. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me... I'm wondering if I can get... Oh, yeah, obviously I can. The heck did you miss? Was it just then? I had someone trolling about being... starving. Trying to beg for money. I think with this actually, we just need to move this into a more amenable place. Yes. That's what we needed to do. Okay, so now jam that. Yes. This on the outside. Grab you to there. Bosh! Nailed it. These puzzles are really fun. Okay, I'm assuming... I'm trying to work out where that lab is. Is it... This is really freaking me out, this structure. Quite intimidating. Oh, is this... I mean, this is... Oh, this is a star puzzle. This diagram again. don't know what it means. We just don't know. This means that. Don't tell me that, Vino. I don't know what it means. I said I don't know what it means. I wasn't asking for help. Right, we're going this way, I guess. This where number 6 is? I guess we'll search for that lab. I think the lab looks like it's kind of near 8, so I think we'll get it naturally towards the end. Although, I'm looking at a big old question mark up here. A fat one. Oh, that looks like a triangle puzzle. It is a triangle puzzle. Do it later. Is this a 6? I think so. Yes. Translocator. Got ourselves a box and a button and a bunch of buttons and a teleporter. Oh, is there a way through here? No, there is not. But does this box do... It looks like it might do both. It does. Okay. So... what do we have down here? Not a lot. Oh, I thought there was another gate between there and there. How do we do that then? If we teleport into there, how do I get out of here though? Oh, I guess I could put that there, couldn't I? And then grab the box, teleport to that there, drop the box there, which does that side, so I can bring that out. Yes, we're cooking. We're cooking. Henceforth, increase my shot toughness. Just be careful with if I don't know the answer to something, don't give me the answer. Is the basic rule. Now that we have both of these out, I guess we want a box to jump up there. Usually I'm tight-lipped. I don't know why I brain farted this time. Simply couldn't resist. Simply couldn't comprehend how a person could be so bad at the game. I know what I'm doing. Obviously I know what I'm doing. This is not the way. We put the box on the button, obviously. And take the thing through there. So that now I can stand on the button, teleport in, zoop. And then, yes, use the teleporter for weight. Bob, Bob, Bob. Done. Hooray. New content available. Had to stop and take this picture. Yakut, just wow. Never cease to be amazed by the beauty of this planet. Yes, it is remarkable how it exists so close to a very mountainous, snowy region. Could have a piece of candle mint cake to celebrate. It's so minty. And so sugary. Yum, yum, yum. Number 7. There it is. Ooh, a spiral staircase. Remote interchange. We need the big remote. Oh, it's these ones. I forgot about the swappy things. I'm assuming that's the only reason that exists. Why would I need these? Nope. Take. Where even is... Oh, there it is. Okay, fine. So yeah, we'll swap one of these into a source. There's our teleporter. Do we need the boxes? Oh. I thought that was going to do this wall, but it's not, is it? It's that one. Okay. Ah. So in order to get the jammer out of there, we need the teleporter. Need the teleporter in that range there. But then we need something to put on that button. Would that work? No, it wouldn't, because as soon as I disconnect that, it's going to close. I'm assuming that does only just do the one if I remove that. Yeah. How the hell do I get that out of there? that. Nothing else to swap. Three items here. Oh, I'm a moron. There's a fucking thing right there. We don't even need to... Interesting. So we can teleport. Yeah, okay, that is interesting. Is it? I'm not really sure why this is useful. I can put that there and then bring the teleport, but then I'm in the same... Because this isn't even open yet, so then I need to... And now I've got myself stuck. Because I can't put that through there, can I? Oops. Nope. Fine. Remote interchange. Oopsie poopsie. I've done an oopsie poopsie. Right. Gives us a tripod, gives us another tripod. I think actually I was just being a bit of an idiot. Because that's what I need to do, isn't it? Except maybe not quite at that angle. Let's push this into here. And connect that to that. Ah, come on. Then I can take that away. Yep, that is fine. Because then I will... Wait, am I fucked again? Because if I were to swap that there now... No, that's fine. Is that fine? That opens up that. That doesn't really help. Because we can't... There's no way you can see any of that. Oh, good lord! Wait, is that... Oh, wait, that works. That works. That works. Does that work? Nope, it doesn't work. Because in order to get into here... We don't need that open right now, do we? No, we do. But that's what we don't need. Yes, okay, that makes sense. Teleport into there. Jam. Don't need to jam anything, just teleport out there. Where am I even? I don't even. It's big brain time. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Well, now we've got that out of there. The jammer is all we need, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. So we'll swap that back with that. Will we? Yes. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I need... Oh, bollocks. Oh, no! Oh, you bastard! I need to... I need a thing! Because my problem is... Wait, no I don't. We don't need one. We don't need to... Yeah, that's fine. Just need the one, because then we can jump over there. That's fine.
That was very smart, 1K.
Thank you, Yakut.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound surprised. I mean, like, clearly you know what you're doing.
I'm fumbling my way through it. No, we are doing pretty well, to be fair. Oh! Careful. Go in third person here to see where you're walking. New content available. A matter of taste. Doge has not got in touch with me again since I said I didn't want to talk to the politician. I think I might have scared them off. Witnessing all this incredible technology discovered by the expedition has given me an idea for something we could do if we had the resources and the energy. Are you ready for this? Taste buds! Seriously, how have we gone so long without something our ancestors considered so essential? Don't you want to know what pizza tastes like? What it's like to eat chocolate? To have an apple? What's the deal with fizzy drinks? I mean, come on. Sounds fun. The sheer range of new experiences. It's almost overwhelming just to imagine it. Please, please let this happen. Why change ourselves when we are what we're meant to be? You know we're all upgraded, right? This isn't our original design in the first place. And what's next? We start killing animals again just for the pleasure of tasting them? We cover the earth in fields like our ancestors did? Subjugate the natural world for our own greed? Oh, you actually can't see. I've moved it too far down, haven't I? You're missing an option. We'll strike a balance. Wait, hang on, where am I? There we go. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. Hello. Should do. Just about squeezing underneath there, can't you? Oh, I want to know what frogs taste like. Makes the universe more aware of its own splendor. Improving human life is what matters. We should do it. Yes! Such arrogance. Nobody's forcing you to experience sensory pleasures, Thekla. You can be as tasteless as you want to be. Had a really tough time choosing what to say there. I mean, it's... As long as it's managed. What's the word I'm looking for? Responsibly, not really. Like, as long as it's not... As long as it keeps the balance of the world, like... they shouldn't, given that it would just be for pleasure and not for sustenance or anything, then they shouldn't be like making burgers. At least not like out of real animals. But if they can simulate meat, then maybe. Oh boy! Sorry. Got a bit wet there.
Father, I updated the Noema algorithm. It's working twice as fast now, and I think I can increase matter output by 25% if I tweak the modulator a little. I'm so excited.
Nice to meet you, so excited. I'm Cornelius.
Fuck off, Cornelius.
Oh, Dad, this is science.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for the right moment.
It's more than you deserved, Cornelius. Right, there was lore over here that we didn't pick up. What do we got? Chernyshevsky 009. From Arkady Chernyshevsky, in our likeness, essays on humankind reaching adulthood. The question of our relationship with nature has bedeviled us since the earliest days of our species. Since before the first city was built, we felt there was something different about us. Animals, we intuited, were part of nature. We were not. But of course, humans clearly are the products of nature, our history intertwined with that of every other species. In fact, the very notion of the unnatural is a contradiction in terms. Everything that exists must, by definition, be natural. So this view, no matter how common, is deeply paradoxical. Interesting take. This paradox has produced a great deal of confusion. Some could proclaim us chosen by divine power, set above all other creatures, and are justly accused of arrogance. Others proclaim us sinners, worse than other creatures, and are rightly accused of misanthropy. Others yet try to oppose this binary by saying that we are merely animals after all, but that too is manifestly wrong in that no other animal is capable of having this conversation. Well, there are animals that have their own unique abilities. We just happen to be an animal with this unique ability. It is in the contentious issue of our impact on the ecosphere that an answer may be found. Other animals have accidentally terraformed the planet before, driving other species to extinction. This is not unnatural. If we continue our current path, even to the point of changing the climate enough to cause the collapse of civilization, that will be entirely in keeping with how animals behave. But there is one profound way in which we are not like animals. We can learn to understand ourselves and the world. This is the knowledge that makes us fundamentally different. We have choices, we have control. There are many today who are afraid of the consequences of control, and would prefer to return to a state of animal ignorance, whether blinding ourselves to the impact of our actions or by demanding we humble ourselves before nature. This is the response of an adult in crisis who wishes for a return to childhood, but this can only ever be regressive in every sense of the word. To resolve the paradox of nature, we must act as adults, accept our power, and act consciously and deliberately in shaping the world. We must become nature, and nature must become human. Almost elevating yourself to God there. This is the heart of the matter, lifting up the world rather than lowering ourselves. But why do so many people so badly want to lower themselves? Do they want to, or is it simply a convenient pose to strike? Upgrade. From Miranda to Athena, we upgraded the labs with my new designs. Synthesizing some of the pieces took longer than expected. We still have some bugs to iron out when it comes to complex structures, but it worked. Now the labs are safer and prettier. Although Father says they look too much like spaceships. I don't see it, do you? Have they ever been on a spaceship? Hello, Trevor.
Today, we were delighted to be visited by a bunch of protesters, these voluntary extinction weirdos who think we're creating soulless monstrosities that will destroy the planet. They broke into the facility and started yelling at everyone. Fun, 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 right? Then one of them lunged at Alex. Big mistake. Chernyshevsky grabbed the guy and literally threw him across the room. I mean, almost threw him all the way off the dam.
Wow.
After that, the rest of them had a change of heart. Now, I'm telling you this because mostly it is not like that. But these people do exist. And somewhere in their shriveled little souls, they think that they're doing the right thing. They think they're being righteous. Now, to me, what Alex is trying to do is an obvious good. But that's not the same for everyone.
Let nature take its course. This could never have been, or could have never been. Switcheroo. Okay. We'll begin with this then, I guess. Got a fixed fan. And a box. Okay. I bet we can probably swap into that from above, right? Can't jump up there, but we can teleport there. Yep. Cool. Haha. I see why it's called Switcheroo now. I think. Yes, I do. Nice. We do, however, still need it back, which we can do. We'll just pop that there and grab the box, stand on the button, teleport back. Nice. Ta-da! Except, why is this closed? Because we need a red source? What the fuck? Oh, wait, there was a thing down here. There was a tripod. Oh. Okay. Where do we put that, though? Because we're not going to have a... We're going to have the range now, are we? I don't think. Tell you what, we'll do that... No, hang on a minute. Then how... Okay. So I'm assuming... Can I do that? Do I have time? No, I don't think I do anything. I'm cheating. Oh, that's interesting. It's not going to let me... Oh, I'll tell you what I could do. I can grab that there, keep connections. Jump here, drop that. Can I pick that up from here? Keep connections. Oh, but how do I pick that up in time? Because now it's too far away. Unless I can... Didn't need to do that. No, that doesn't help. No, wait, maybe it does. Do that there. Just wondering if I at least connect it to there. Oh wait. Pop that up there. Do that. Teleport there. Nope. You need to put that there, obviously. Teleport there. Jump there. Then grab the teleporter off there. Yes. Yes? No. Maybe. Connect that to there. Yeah, but then as soon as I leave though, that's gonna... So how then do I keep that open? Oh dear, I'm getting turned around. Because that is going... yeah, you can't... got no more weight. That has to be how you open that. But then how do I put the teleporter... how do I get up there? Is the problem. Unless... no, I don't think that really works. But maybe. We're gonna... if we keep connections there. Teleport up there. Leave that there. Yeah, that works. Jump on there. Put that there. Jump off there. And then just put that back. Keep connections. Yay! Smart. That's so annoying. I really thought I'd solve that really quickly, and then and then that final little bit there. Yeah, nice. Oh, it is satisfying, isn't it? That little tingle, little brain scratch. Well, you still need to connect to this data stream. Where is it? Is it that over there, underneath the water? Is this the one? Maybe not. Oh, maybe. Well, let's go down there anyway. What's that on the floor? They do look a bit spaceshipy. This looks familiar. This was where it's very much the space that we saw the other place where they hung out together. Miranda and
Look at this place.
Athena.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mesmerizing.
Spent an hour on that one. Yeah, it's a toughie.
That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place?
It's not superstitious. I'm wary of this place too, but my mind is my own.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself.
Oh?
Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal.
Don't blame yourself.
If this is all really the work of the Founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready. But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
I wonder if it was meant to be me who did the thing. I think it took Byron. Maybe we're going to find Byron in the data stream, perhaps. Oh look, anti-gravity. I'm assuming these things are all connected after all. Looks like a map. Is that a map of this place? Maybe. I want to get a better look at that. Because every time you connect, there's a bunch of errors coming up. Do you see that when you connect now? I can't remember if they were there before. That power distribution is big and red. How scary. From Thuya. Dear Founder, everything has gotten so much worse since you left. We keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there's nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless where we just go to watch video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together like people used to. I believe in your wisdom, Founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did. But I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. Error, error, error! Being corrupted from within by Byron, perhaps? A fragment from Stratton's On the Universe. You've made quite the catalogue of horrors, Stratton. Children dying in their mother's arms, cities perishing by the plague, and even animals living without peace or happiness. Why must we listen to this? You know I have just eaten a heavy dinner. Because these things, which are ugly, must be confronted for us to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier, Amintas. But are these things just? They are not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. If the gods exist, 34, then they do not bend the world to their will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine, following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusory and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It's mankind alone that can impose these values upon this machine. Remains unclear whether Stratton believed in the gods or used them solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fist fight in the Lyceum. I thought what made us human was that we searched for meaning, but perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that we create meaning in our own minds. Noema 8, trials, water for cooling, new primary site. There is a pattern underneath. This will go well. Uh-oh! It's happening again!
Our ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter. But they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see. The simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. A set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation, and I think we can learn it.
Play God.
The language of creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
Trying to
I can't
bend
answer
reality.
that, but I think I fixed the Tetromino bridge machine ring thing.
Thanks.
I say I think because it's not in the schematics.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
Will do. However, we've got more lore. Errors. Beloved founder, years have passed and still there is nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you abandoned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they don't listen to me. Byron is the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading lies and errors. Please know that there are those of us who remain faithful, who respect the limits you set, and seek wisdom and humility as you taught. We may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return. Praise your name, from Thelka. Getting a bit sycophantic. From Trebuchet to Athena. Founder, I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem. I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I became so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That doesn't mean I was unhappy. I was, in fact, extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. That's who I am. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want my work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore, and when I suggest new projects, the mayor acts like I've committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. We need to work with what we have. I do not like this. I do not care about social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please fix this situation. Thank you, from Trebuchet. Not sure what she can do. Got free will, paying the price. From the introduction of the Portraits of the Martyrs by S.T. Saniel. The list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignaz Semmelweis, utterly destroyed for suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann, ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard, mocked for arguing that a rocket could reach the moon. Al-Razi, attacked for questioning the existence of humors. Don't know what that means. Barbara McClintock's discovery of transposition, ignored for years. The list goes on and on. Discovery of transposition. Is that a real thing, or is that something that they've said that is something that happened in the future? I noticed they do that in Star Trek a couple of times when they say, this is just like when the sound barrier was broken or the first warp drive was engaged. I was like, oh yeah, that's a real thing that happened in your universe. We haven't even touched on what happened to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derided as yet another narrative identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step forward that humanity has ever taken has enormous personal cost. This means it's even more important to stand up for the truth, because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does, but what is the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right and trust the universe. It's a weird place, isn't it? Why have they made this bunker so homely? Why were they living down here?
I've decoded another file from the data stream. Listen to this.
Mother and Father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries, the harmonies, the melodies. The fundamental language of reality is a kind of music, and it's beautiful. Beauty is an inherent property of the cosmos.
I love the way she looks at things.
The machine. Is she referring to the megastructure there, do you think? Okay. Well, let's head back up here. Let's build a funny bridge. So we need to get over there first, I guess. Well, probably not that way. This. That'll do, pig. Thank you. And then we need to go again from... Oh, there's another one. I see. I understand. 4 minutes until the break. Might be tight. Not keen on that piece being there. Let's try that. Nope. No! Nailed it. Let me in! This one is huge. Who's it gonna be? It's the Sphinx.
Welcome back, creature of clay. The forge burns bright, but the sky is troubled with clouds. A mortal has ascended Olympus without the permission of Zeus.
Oh. Wasn't meant for Byron? Tell me where Byron is?
The workings of Olympus are disrupted by the trespasser. Pandora, fearing the wrath of the gods, has broken the paths to ascension.
Okay, how can the trespasser be freed? Let's talk your language.
Only Prometheus can help you, for he has always favored humankind over the gods, and would see Olympus pass into your hands. But he is bound in the heart of the mountain. Break his chains, and he will show you the way.
Okay. Can't find the funny bridge sound. I got you. Somewhere.
That was a funny bridge!
Southern Coast.
I think it's safe to assume that Olympus is the entity's term for the megastructure. It looks like our best chance of rescuing Byron is finding Prometheus and freeing him.
How do you free a weird, glowing ghost thing?
I suspect these entities exist within the megastructure systems, and what we're seeing is just how they manifest to communicate with us.
I don't really care what they are. For now, let's play along.
Okay. That feels like a good stopping point, I think. It's been a good length stream. We would have to run ads now if we we're going to continue. And I don't think we're going to do another 8 puzzles tonight. So I think we might leave it there and return to this on Tuesday. Does that sound amenable to you? We'll just see if there's anything that they've got to say before we go. We'll land ourselves in the second area, and then we'll stop. Travel to South 2.
You know, I always kind of resented Byron for being so charming and charismatic. The dashing explorer. And one of the first companions, too. Being the voice of caution is not a fun role to play. Always having to be the responsible one, the killjoy. The one who says, maybe that's too much. But sometimes it is too much.
It's not your fault, Al.
It's a big old star thing. How are you floating? Okay, well.
In this area, we have an especially weird problem.
Oh?
Something in one of the labs is going completely bananas, and I can't shut it down because I'm not, well, you.
Okay.
Come find me when you're ready.
Okay, we've got to find something going completely
Language libraries and bananas.
What is it with the language, libraries, and bananas? I'll try and remember that. Make that my stream title on Tuesday. We're done. I would give you a words game to play, but you failed during the last ad break, so unfortunately, you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
I will be back tomorrow at 1 PM, though, for a Fall Guys stream. Magic or Magnets, surely? Yes. That's the answer. Fall Guys tomorrow, 1 PM. If you fancy popping along for that, playing with us. If you're here for Talos Principle and Talos Principle only, then this tale continues on Tuesday, 6 PM UK time. Yeah, go on then. We've raided him quite a few times recently, but he's playing Hades, and he's a great guy. So we're going to go raid DW James again. Cheer him on. He's aiming for his, I'm assuming, second completion of a run. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.